Love you.
You're such a sucker for the rock stars. I don't get it. I just like to talk. And you don't have to look at the camera. You can look at me. And I have a thing for colored vinyl. But honestly, I do prefer Pop's remix of Gimme Danger over the original. Because in the reissue, the loudness is fixed. And the sound's more natural and the vocals are more authentic. And today, I attended a meeting at the Jasmine Center, and she remembered me from the record store. Yeah, and she said hi. We spoke in the back over some stale vegan cookies. You know, you're right. This is a good look on me. You know, colorful detail. And I have a thing for about some music. Did you know that Iggy Pop's named after his first band, the Iguanas? His real name's James. Hmm? Oh, okay. Okay. Hello, Isabella. You hypnotized. I am. David.
Cringe when you try and talk about music. Besides, you're off the clock now anyway. So you just watch. My name is Isabella. I am a very rich and extremely horny woman. I hire young men and then I hold them captive and I hypnotize them. Yes, I'm a mind vampire. That's how I made all my money. Now, you are... No, you are Alex. You are a business competitor of mine. I lured you to my castle, and now I'm going to have my way with you. Alex, are you sorry that you tried to mount an aggressive takeover of my business? Just terrible things. I'm going to use you for my pleasure, and you only come when I say so. Now, take off your shirt. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very nice. Now your pants. Oh, slowly, slowly. Oh. Hi, sweetheart. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Come here. Oh, sweetheart, I'm sorry. Hey, we're gonna have to take a rain check.
Is that Daddy?
Yeah.
Dad!
Oh, hi. What do you say? You want me to put you to bed?
What? Can I sleep in bed with you?
Yeah, okay. All right, come on, sweetheart. Under these covers. All right, I'm just gonna go put my PJs on. Here we go. There you
I had a nightmare about the tooth fairy. She was big and looked like Mima's cat, the bitey one.
Here I come. All right, say goodnight to Daddy.
Daddy can sleep with us, can't he?
All right. Close your eyes. There you go. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
By Mozart.
Okay, my music, I was supposed to be a big deal, but this, Eric, everybody, you know, I was drawn to them because they were different, because they wanted to change the world, you know? My music's, it's not good enough. I'm never gonna be famous. I've learned that maybe there's nothing wrong with being ordinary. Ordinary can be magical. I've fallen in love with you, David. Okay, this feels right.
Ava, I love you.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. I mean, this is everything to me. It really is true. But I know that life comes at you in waves, and you know, it's possible to miss out on your chance, and I've definitely missed out on my chances before, and I'm not going to do that again. I have to be a part of this. I have to.
Why is this so important?
Because Ava, okay, it's... Ava, I'm, Will you just trust me that it is? Please, Ava.
We're having a baby, David.
I know.
Do you?
Baby, I love you. I love you. It's okay. I know what happened, baby. Come on. I love you.
I love you.
It's over. trust you when it comes to the music. Yeah, Eric and I are meeting Riordan in about an hour. Greenstorm Inner Circle. And honestly, I'm kind of freaking out. I really wish you were here. No, there's no chance of that, because they take the security so serious with these pat-downs and dead drops. But I really mean it. I wish you were here. This sleeping bag is way too big for one, you know what I mean? Really? Wow. A true child of the resistance. Wow, you're big. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I understand that. We should. Alba's mother is, well, she doesn't know yet, so. Have you thought more about names? I know. Yeah, I hate my name. Let's get it out of there. Yeah, I've always wanted to change it, so.
David, you good?
Yeah, I'll be right out. I gotta go. It's game time. Wish me luck. I love you. And James, whatever.
I watched a movie and got a pedicure. And if you want to treat yourself, I tell you all about it in private. It was, the movie was Lady Eve. It is my favorite movie. Barbara Stanwyck is a stone cold killer. You don't like black and white movies, so I ban you. Red Lord 55. I missed you too. Hi, Sandman Extra. Thank you. That's very kind. Want to go between my toes again? Quick draw. I remember you, the talker. Do you still want to just talk? Because there is talking, and then there is talking. No, it's the really wild guys who say they just want to talk. I bet you've got something interesting happening down there. Let me see. Prince Charming really is a Boy Scout. I'm pleased to meet you, David. Excuse me? Oh, yes, I was an astronaut. In France, there are not many rockets, so I started camming instead. You asked too many questions, David. Most guys, they pop on, pop off. Okay, 50. Okay. I was a ballet teacher. When I was a girl, I was a part of the Paris Opera Ballet. I was a sugar plum in a Nutcracker and lilac fairy in Sleeping Beauty. I was a good dancer, not good enough. I knew it would not be my vocation, so I tried to become a teacher. Tip me again, and I tell you about the time the Bolshoi Ballet visit, and I finger banged the prima ballerina playing Giselle just to get inside her head, like you had tried to get in mine. Oh, wait. It is my favorite movie. Barbara Stanwyck is a stone cold killer. You don't like black and white movies?
Your favorite movie is Lady Eve. You do yoga on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you want to run a marathon. I'd even told you I would run one with you. Yeah, well, guess what? Too bad, I just paid for more time. Bitch.
I lured you to my castle, and now I'm going to have my way.
The princess runs back to the castle because she heard his name. And that evening, the imp arrives, right? And he's kind of gloating, and he asks her his name. And the princess kind of looks sad, she's kind of pretending to be sad, and she gnashes her teeth a little bit. But then she looks him in the eye and she says, "Your name's Rumpelstiltskin." And the imp, his eyes bulge, and he looks like he's gonna burst, and his head goes, red. He shakes it like he's gonna explode, and all of a sudden it's... Oh, do you think he should? Okay, well, then Rumpelstiltskin ran away and he never came back. And the princess became queen, and her daughter grew up to be a wonderful queen in her own right, and everyone lived happily ever after. Yeah? Yeah. That's a good question. I don't know, maybe he was lonely. It's just a story. You do? I guess. Now that you mention it, most of the people in the story were bad. You would? Okay. Well, honey, I have to go out, I'm afraid, so. But yeah, hey, you got your glowworm, right? Oh, I love that name. That's a great name. All right, come here. Give me a kiss, real quick. Mwah. Love you, kid. Night, night.
And the king takes her to his castle and he locks her into one of his towers. And there in the tower room is a spinning wheel with a large pile of straw. And he says he'll return in the morning to see if she can actually spin this straw into gold. Well, Emma, she spends all night trying to think of some excuse or, clever way to get out of this situation. But as dawn approaches, nothing. She really starts to worry. And that is when a strange man appears. And he asks her if she has a wish. And she says, I wish to turn this straw into gold. And he says, I can do that, but you must give me your necklace. Well, the girl quickly takes off her necklace, and the imp sits at the spinning wheel, and he starts to spin, and he spins all of the straw into a large pile of golden thread. And then there's a knock at the door, and the imp disappears, and the king comes in, and he sees the small pile of gold, and he's amazed, but he's a little suspicious. So he moves the girl to a second tower, and this time there's a much larger pile of straw. Okay, and it's the same challenge. You spin that straw into gold, marry the prince. If not, you're kicked out of the kingdom. And yet again, just by morning, the girl, she waits, and again, there's nothing. She can't do it. But right then, that imp appears again, and this time he asks for her ring. And so she gives him her ring, he sits down, he spins that much larger pile of straw into gold, and boom, disappears right at dawn, right before the king walks in, and he sees this larger pile of gold, and he's almost convinced. But for a final time, the king moves that girl to a third tower where there is a huge pile of straw. And he locks the door again. And yet again, just before dawn, that imp appears. But this time, the girl, she doesn't have any jewelry to give him. What can she do? Well, the imp, he smiles, and he tells her that if she will give him her firstborn child, then he will spin the straw into gold. Well, Emma, she has no option but to say yes. So the imp, he sits at the spinning wheel and he spins that huge pile of straw into golden thread. And he disappears right before dawn, and the king walks in and he opens the door, and the king is amazed. He says, I thought you were lying, but you are for real. And the very next day, the girl is married to the prince. And on her wedding day, she smiles wider than she's ever smiled before. And her hair shines like gold itself. And a year later, Princess Emma gives birth to a beautiful baby girl. And later that week, she's putting that little baby into a cot when suddenly that little man appears again, that imp, and he says, I have come for what is mine, the baby. And the princess, she begs and begs, and please, no, don't take my baby, I'll give you anything. She offers him all the riches in the kingdom. She offers him everything, but he refuses. So she gets on her knees and she pleads, please, please, I'll give you anything. And she says, okay, if you can guess my name, I will not take your baby. But if you cannot, the baby is mine. I will give you 3 guesses. And then he disappears. And the princess, she's terrified. So she calls in all of her staff and all the spies and the soldiers or anyone who has a horse to go and scour the kingdom to figure out this little imp's name. And the next day, the first spy returns and he tells her, oh, okay, sure. Okay, Daniel. So the imp appears and he asks if she has a guess, and she says, Daniel? But the imp laughs. Wrong! 2 more guesses. And he disappears. And the very next day, another spy returns. But this time he says that he's heard villagers talking about a strange man who lives in the mountains. Now, No, honey. That would end the story too soon. A little too soon. Ah, okay, all right. Well, okay, in that case, the spy returns and says Rumpelstiltskin is this strange man's name, and the princess waits in her room, and at midnight the imp arrives, and he says, now your second guess, and he cackles, and he's got a rub in his hands, and the princess smiles and looks him in the eye, and she says, Rumpelstiltskin. And the imp is amazed. I mean, he's so surprised that he faints, like, right in front of her, and Emma has him arrested and thrown in the deepest, darkest dungeon, and she lives happily ever after, and the end. Okay. Good night. I love you.
And the king takes her to his castle and he locks her into one of his towers. And there in the tower room is
Do you know the story of Rumpelstiltskin? Mm-hmm. Okay, sure, yeah. All right, let me see if I can remember. Okay, well, once upon a time, there was a girl. And she was the daughter of a miller, I think, which is a kind of farmer. And she had the most beautiful blonde hair. I mean, it was so beautiful, it caught the sun like it was gold. It was so beautiful. Well, maybe she becomes one. Just wait and see. All right. So, her father, he liked to tell tall tales. Okay? And one day he boasted to the king that his daughter was so talented that she could spin straw into pure gold. All right? And the king, he called him out on his bluff, and he summoned the girl, and he said that if she could truly make gold from straw, that he would allow her to marry his son, the prince. But if not, he'd chop off her head. Okay? Yeah, because he's a very severe king. Well, I mean, then she'll be a queen, and in the old days, most of the girls wanted to marry a prince, right? So, I like that. Anyway, the king, he locks the girl in a tower with a spinning wheel and a small pile of straw. And he says he's going to return in the morning, all right, to see if she has made the straw into gold. And the night passes, and in the morning, she's given up all hope, right? When all of a sudden, a little small strange man appears, okay? And he asks her if she has any wishes. And she says she wishes to turn the straw into gold, right? And so the imp says he can do such a thing, but first she must give him her necklace. So the girl gives up her necklace, of course, and the imp, he sits at this spinning wheel, and he starts to spin, and he spins, and he spins, and he spins, and he produces this pile of golden thread. And then there's this knock at the door, right? Because it's morning, and he just disappears, and the king comes in, and there's this small pile of gold, and he is amazed. The king is so amazed, but he's suspicious because he thinks this might be a fluke, you know what I mean? So he moves her to a second tower with an even bigger pile of straw. And again, same challenge. Spin the straw into gold by morning or off with your head. So the girl waits and waits all night long, and then again, just before dawn, that little imp appears, okay? And this time he demands her ring. So she, of course, she gives him a ring, and he spins the gold into straw, and then he disappears, and the king comes in, and there's this pile of gold, and the king is almost convinced, but for a final time, he throws her in a third tower with a huge pile of straw, and he says, you gotta turn this straw into gold, and he leaves. And yet again, just before dawn, that imp appears. But the girl, she doesn't have any jewelry left, right? So what's she gonna do? And the imp says, if you give me your firstborn child, I'll turn this straw into gold.
Rumpelstiltskin? No, can I hear it? Not a princess? I'm Alba, and this is Glowy. Are you a baddie? You're in my daddy's baddie house.
You got glowy though, right? No, you did? Oh. Well, hey, let me cheer you up with a joke, okay? Knock knock. Alba. Alba right back, and you just stay right there. Emma. Okay. Emma, listen.
Hey,
Hey,
I'll keep out of your hair.
Hi, Glowy. A baddie? Your daddy.
Jesus!
Hi, Glowy. A baddie? Your daddy.
Jesus!
I'm fine, Glowy. I lost her. Who's there? Alba who?
Well, I mean, Alba loves having me there, honey.